first of all, how are you doing physically, and how have you been during the pandemic so far?
I'm doing good. I'm still able to do the things that I've been doing as far as workout wise. I'm here in Atlanta. I'm still able to lift. I done found 2 grass fields and 2 turf fields for days that it rains. So pretty much I'm still able to move around and do the things that I normally do. And during the pandemic, I mean, pretty much I'm at home and just grinding and just waiting for the opportunity to get back to work with my brothers.
Hey, Robert, thanks so much for your time today. Appreciate it. Hey, just for you, the past year, a guy who's played, so much football, 2013, 2018 growing up, and just with the injury, not being able to play football, what's the last year of your life been like trying to get back to that point?
I mean, pretty much for me, man, during this time is just taking advantage of the opportunity. For me, coming off a year like last year with an injury, it's just staying fine-tuned on my technique, watching extra film. As you know, we're doing a virtual meeting, so staying on top of the playbook. So, I mean, just to answer your question, all in all, is just taking advantage of this opportunity and continuing to get better.
Robert, you spend so much time not being able to be with the team and practice in a group setting. Does this make this situation that much harder for you, or have you been around the league long enough that you're fairly okay with the whole thing? And as a second thing, I think that's a Michael Jordan on your shirt. Did you get the chance to watch The Last Dance, and what were your thoughts on that?
Okay. I'm gonna answer that one about Mike. Yes, I was able to watch it. Growing up, you hear a lot of things about Mike, and just being able to watch that documentary, I think you was able to put the character player that he was and his play on like actually being able to see it in person. But I mean, I love the documentary, man. It was good from episode 1 on up to episode 10 until the end of it. And what was the first one?
The first one was just you spent so much time not being able to be on the field, and now with the pandemic, obviously that's delayed it even more. Has that been more difficult for you, or have you been in the league long enough that you can kind of mentally deal with that part of it?
Yes, I've been in the league long enough to deal with it, but more so to last year when I was out, I still treated it like I was actually going into a game setting each and every week and playing. So I was still going to meetings. I was still going to practice. I just made sure that I was still in tune with the team. I didn't want to let the injury keep me away or make me feel like that I wasn't a part of the team. So I was still going through everything like I was still playing. So pretty much I'm on top of the playbook. Everything is second nature to me now. So with this pandemic, I don't feel like it stopped me. I feel like more so it helped a lot because I'm able to do the things that I'm still able to do the things that I want to do and still able to watch extra film and just like get to be a better player this upcoming year.
Next 3 questions would be Richard Sines, Catherine Fitzgerald, and Kevin Zimmerman.
Hey, Robert. Richard Sines here with Fox 10. I just want to ask you, when you hear, the governor of Arizona say Arizona's open for major league sports, and you see sports like NASCAR start to come back, what kind of hope does that give you that you guys will be able to play as scheduled?
I mean, it give you a great deal of hope, but I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like once everyone is able to go back, then we'll deal with that scenario. But I'm pretty sure and I'm pretty confident that our GMs and coaches are going to make the right decision for us as a team. And once we're able to go back out there, we're gonna hit the field at full speed.
Hey, Robert, when you mention spending the last year kind of prepping for games and treating every week like you're playing even without being able to physically practice, is there any advice that players like you who have worked through injuries can give this rookie class who, they're not able to go through the physical stuff right now? Is there any advice that translates to that?
Mm-hmm. I mean, if anything I could give them is just take advantage of this opportunity. Like every team is able to do these virtual meetings, so you need to take advantage of it. I mean, watch film, look at yourself, pretty much just pick older guys' brains to learn the way that they learn, or just learn about the NFL in general. But for the most part, it's just taking advantage of it. Don't feel like this is gonna stop them from being the player that they want to be, because at the end of the day, it's on you, and you just have to just take advantage of this time that we have now.
Hey, Robert, just wondering, as a secondary, as a group, you guys obviously had a lot of young guys play last year, injuries, obviously. What's the tone in the Zoom meetings like between you guys as far as like what you want to accomplish this coming season?
I mean, everyone wants to, number one, we all want to accomplish is to own the division. Own the division and then move to the playoffs, dominate in the playoffs, and then get to the Super Bowl, which is everyone's goal, and win. I mean, far as the meetings, everyone is on pace. I mean, everyone is picking up the playbook. As you know, most of the guys that's in the secondary in our room, cornerbacks room in general, has played a year together already. So I feel like that helped a lot with these virtual meetings. And I mean, everyone is just staying on top of each other and making sure that we're taking advantage of this opportunity and don't let the opportunity pass us up.
Next three will be Jess Root, Mark McClune, Darren Urban.
Hey, the defensive front got a complete overhaul, but as you mentioned, the secondary is basically unchanged. What kind of confidence does that give you guys to know the trust that they have in the personnel you have, and how good do you think you can be with you and Patrick and Buddha and those other young guys?
I'm very confident in the front that we have now. Vance and the guys, they done a great deal this offseason and bringing in the new guys, and I feel like they are going to translate and help us out a lot. And just for us in the back end, like I said, we was able to get a belt under each other, so we pretty much know what each of us are thinking, far as playing wise. And I feel like the sky's the limit for us, just as a whole, as a team, and as a offense and the defense. I feel like the sky's the limit, but we all just got to go out there and just compete and bring W's.
Hey, Tom Brady had recently tweeted about the Falcons, the Patriots Super Bowl being on TV, and you, of course, had one of the plays of the game in that game. Were you able to sit down and watch that game?
I watched the game so many times, man. I don't think that I watched it the day that you saying that Tom Brady had watched it, but I have watched it like countless times, and just was able just to reflect upon that game and the things that I've done and the things that we could have improved on as a team. But right now, my mindset is just getting Arizona to the Super Bowl and just getting that feeling again with my new group of brothers that I have now, and pushing towards that.
Robert, when people talk about this kind of revamped defense, you mentioned some of the guys up front, the free agents they signed, Patrick, Chandler, whatever it may be. Do you feel like after being out last year, you're a little bit under the radar in terms of how much people are paying attention to what you might add to this, considering that you're virtually a new piece since you weren't around last year?
I always use stuff like that. I hear a lot of chatter. I hear this, I hear that. But at the end of the day, I'm self-motivated. So at the end of the day, like, all I do is take advantage of each and every day and become a better player. Like I said, I watch a lot of film or whatnot. I watch film upon our opponents. So I'm very confident in what I'm bringing to the team. Like you said, I was just so happened to have an injury last year, and it set me back. But I mean, at the end of the day, I always play with a chip on my shoulder, and that would never like leave me. So at the end of the day, I'm just waiting to get back. Like I said, waiting to get back with my brothers and going out there and pushing towards this Super Bowl this year.
Next three, Richard Sines, Howard Balzer, Craig Fouie.
You talked about the defense up front that has been improved. What goes through your mind? What kind of message do you think that sends to you when you see the emphasis on defense this management had in improving the defense, especially in front of you guys at the back end of the defense?
Mm-hmm. I mean, like they always said, man, the old saying is defense win ball games, and I mean it starts with the front, and I think that's the main key components that they added this offseason, along with some more guys doing the undrafted free agent for the back end. But like I said, it always starts with the defense and it starts with the front end. And I think that Vance and those guys, they brought in the right key components and just can't wait to get back out there with them.
Hey, Robert, this is Howard Balzer from SI.com. You mentioned the setback with the injury. How long did it take you to really get back from that? And has it had any effect on your workouts here in the off season?
It took a couple months for me to get back. And far as now, for the off season, I feel like I'm 100%. Like I'm good. I'm able to do everything that I want to do, and I'm back to full health. And like I said once before, man, I'm just ready to get back out there on the grass with my brothers and push towards this goal that we have as a team.
There we go. Robert, appreciate you taking the time again. Hey, number one, how confident are you that there will be an NFL season? And number two, what would you think of playing the season or some of the season without fans?
I'm very confident that it's gonna be a season this year. And far as the fan situation, I'm self-motivated. I think a lot of guys, I mean, you have to be self-motivated. So, I mean, where I come from a small school, so pretty much it wasn't really hardly fans in the stands anyway. I mean, once you have a dream or you have a goal that you have set for a team, I don't think that it really matters. Far as playing with fans, I think you just have to be self-motivated and you have to motivate each other each and every day that you step on the grass. And I think for game purposes, like you said, it's not going to be, if it's not fans, I mean, you have to be self-motivated. You have to know your goal as a team, and you have to go out there and put your best foot at hand on game day.
We'll wrap it up with Catherine Fitzgerald, followed by Omar Ruiz.
Robert, what's it been like trying to get to know your new teammates, whether, guys from the draft or from trades, when you're not actually able to be with them in person and have all those team bonding things? And then separately, what was your favorite trash talk from the Michael Jordan documentary?
I mean, far as getting to know the new guys, we're able to do these virtual meetings, so you're able to get a great understanding of each and every one of them. You get to see a face because you get to see videos and whatnot, and you just get to ask some questions and just know about them. And far as the documentary, I probably have to say from Jordan, man, when he was at practice and he was trash talking with one of the rookies. I'm not gonna say what it was that he was saying, but yeah, I liked it that though.
Hey, Robert, nice hat too.
Oh, appreciate it, man.
Hey, obviously your situation last year, Patrick's situation to start the season weren't ideal, but a lot of the younger players were kind of forced into roles that, maybe sooner than was expected for them. How did you see them grow over the year? And then now, how would you assess the talent and maybe even depth at your guys' position heading into this year?
Just seeing the growth from the young guys, man, from Merv to the back end with DT and those guys, man, it was big, man. And just for them to get that under their belt, that year under their belt, I feel like with me and Pat being back and Buddha and the rest of us being back this year, I feel like the sky's the limit for us in the back end and us as a whole, as a defense. So I feel like they done real good and they held up last year, and I just feel like they feel to be even more like better this year with that happening.